Hey everybody, it's Scotty from Scotty's Record Shop with my December vinyl finds video number 3. The last one I went over by 2 minutes. I'm trying to keep them under 10 minutes, so I'm going to really blow through these kitties. Again, most of these were given to me. The few that I bought were $1 each, or a little less than that in some cases, and just really feel blessed about the amount of vinyl. I wasn't planning on really getting anything this month. It's a tough month financially for us, so to get anything was cool, but to get the amount that I got was really awesome. And as a friend of mine would say, all killer, no filler. Okay. 38 Special, I've got a few of their albums, a few of their 80s albums, but this is one of them that had eluded me. Some of my friends have this, and I've heard this in the past, I remember this, but this is the album with Rockin' Into the Night for them. Great record. This one, I'm going to do the research on this. I'm not sure. I know that this isn't the original pressing, but I'm not sure if it's the original track listing or anything of the album. A guy named Joe South, who was a great songwriter, 60s and 70s, who's passed away now. His biggest hit was a song called Games People Play. And that's the album here, but I've got to look it up. This is on Pickwick, so I know obviously it's not an original pressing. Probably doesn't sound so good, but it was in that freebie stuff, so why not? An upgrade copy for this. It's a soundtrack. I got a couple of soundtracks to show you in this stack. Again, that collector right there. But in better shape, definitely, than the copy I have. The soundtrack to the movie FM, 1978. Got all kinds of people on this, and it is an original. It's a cutout, but it's an original pressing. It's on the MCA label from 78, 79. Moving on, another really cool album. I've not heard this all the way through. The only song I'm familiar with the band, but not familiar too much with this, with the majority of stuff on this album. The band Point Blank, and this is a promotional copy, by the way, and this is the album with the one song that they had that was huge called Nicole. And what label are these guys on? I'm curious again. I want to say Warner. Nope, MCA. It's a promotional pressing of that. My former boss loves this album, and I'm going to have to call her and razz her, tell her that I got the album. Leon Russell and Mary Russell, back when he was married to Mary. And the wedding album, 1976, I believe. This is a really nice record for them. I like Leon Russell. I'm really starting to get into his stuff quite a bit. Okay, this is a great album cover. Don't know how the album is, but great cover for Roger Daltrey, Ride a Rock Horse. Check that cover out. That's really kind of cool. Ride a Rock Horse. I'm not sure. I think this was 75. Yeah, 75, and it's on the MCA label. I want to get on vinyl Under a Raging Moon. I think that was, yeah, Under a Raging Moon. Another, later, this was 84, I believe, if I remember correctly. Another Roger Daltrey. Again, I've not had time to listen to these, but I like Roger Daltrey a lot. I've got a Pete Townsend. It's not in this pile, but I got a Pete Townsend album as well. This was one of these soundtrack albums that I was looking for a long time. Just didn't really want to pay a lot for it, and I didn't. I paid nothing. How's that? That's a good price. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. For those of you who are into 80s movies, I know, like LJ and Mr. Hall of Fame. It's the Pizza Dude. Oh man, what a messed up movie that was. And the soundtrack is really early 80s, kind of really cool. Got some really interesting stuff on here too. You've got Jackson Browne's Somebody's Baby. You've got, I believe, Quarter Flash is on here. Joe Walsh is on here. Oh, I just noticed. Check this out. It's a promotional copy. Ooh, I didn't even know that. Love Rules by Don Henley. Just not a bad album, you know. Really whacked out movie. Anyway. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. This one's kind of cool. Joan Baez. I don't have a lot of Joan Baez, but this is one of them that I was kind of hoping to find. Blessed R. 1971. the album that had The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down. She does a really sweet version of Let It Be on here. It's a double album. And the cool thing, when I got this, I was thinking, yeah, this is cool. I'm glad it's in decent shape. But I bet it doesn't have the supplementary 45 in it. Well, when I got it home and I looked, I went, wow, I'll be danged. It even had the supplementary 45 in it that came with it. It's really, really cool, and not in bad shape either. I had 3 Toto albums. Now I've got more. I had the first one, Hydra, their second album, and Toto 4. Well, we've just increased the Toto collection by a little bit. Here's one. I don't know anybody who knows a lot about Toto. This came with a pack with posters and autographs and all kinds of other stuff. I don't know if that originally came with this album or if that was something else. It may have already came. So if you know of this album right here by Toto, and just let me know if that additional stuff came with it. I'm really kind of curious. So there's one Toto. We're not done with our Toto fix. Another Toto album. I've not heard these albums all the way through. I'm a big fan of early Toto. Hydra is just such a fantastic album. And quite honestly, Toto 4, even though it's really pop, it's a great record. This was their third album, I believe. And again, the price was right. Looking a little bit like their first album, this Toto 7. 7th. Moving on, this guy was a part of the band Spirit, and then Jojo Gunn, 2 really, really great groups. In the 70s, he was on his own. And I have the solo album he had with his first hit, the song Thunder Island, but I found this one from Jay Ferguson. And this has the song Shakedown Cruise, which I absolutely love, 1979. This is on Asylum, I believe. Yeah, on Asylum. There you go. Not something that I really care all that much for. Again, the price was right. And I'm working on my Rod Stewart collection. I have all the 60s and all the 70s stuff, but the 80s stuff I don't want to pay for, really, because I'm not really into it too much. And I've got most of it, but this was one of them I didn't have. So when I saw it in the pile, I was like, I'll take it. Great shape. I'm trying to think of what had this. What did this have on it? I guess it doesn't really matter. Couple of Night Ranger records, some later 80s Night Ranger. I think I've got pretty much all of their 80s, everything that was on vinyl, I think. Maybe missing one now. Here's another one. As far as Toto, I will go back to Toto. I'm missing the soundtrack to Dune. Remember that movie, man? What a tripped out movie Dune was, huh? Okay, I've had several copies of this, and I've been just waiting to find a really, really mint copy of it, vinyl-wise, and I found a minty in that pile. An original pressing of The Stranger by Billy Joel. The copy that I have is in really good shape, but this was, I looked at it, and I did drop the needle on this, and I'm like, okay, this is the one I'm keeping. Actually, a friend of mine's coming over tonight, and he's getting my other copy of that. Couple more. CDB. Every time I see Charlie Daniels Band, the guilty pleasure. Every time I see something, and I've been getting them like either for free or for like darn close to nothing. A couple of them. And here's one more Charlie Daniels Band. A little bit of issue with the cover, but other than that, a little bit of actually no, this doesn't have any seam splitting, but smells a little bit like cigarette smoke, but that's alright. That's an original pressing as well. As you can see, and the vinyl was in decent shape. Okay, so that's December Vinyl Finds number 3. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys, and hopefully I'm keeping you somewhat entertained. Until next time, peace and love.